watching Fox 4 News at 9 p.m.
Welcome back. Health care is on the way for one low-income area in Kansas City, Kansas.
With the help of generous donations, the United Nation of Islam is working to build a new medical clinic near 12th Street and Quindaro. Fox 4 Steve Shaw in the newsroom tonight. Steve, the clinic is more than just talk tonight, isn't it?
Absolutely. The unified government has donated the building. Bill Dunn Jr. of J.E. Dunn Construction is helping to organize funding. And the bottom line is they're trying to get services to people who normally wouldn't get them. This afternoon, Bill Dunn and several other representatives from companies who are donating goods took a tour of the building the United Nation of Islam is renovating. Companies such as Payless Cashways, Schutte Lumber, and Johns Manville Insulation have donated thousands of dollars in lumber, sheetrock, and insulation. Eventually, the United Nation of Islam hopes to have 4 doctors working at the facility. Bill Dunn, who also used to chair the Kansas City, Kansas Chamber of Commerce, says we should believe in what this group is doing.
This group isn't about converting people. They're about converting people's hearts. And they really don't care if you're a Christian or Muslim or Jew or whatever.
The United Nation of Islam has plenty of manpower to renovate their building into a medical clinic. What they still need, though, is a lot more raw materials, John.
Yeah, Steve, I know we've talked about this before, but we shouldn't confuse this group with the controversial Nation of Islam, right?
That would be correct, John. The United Nation of Islam has a well-documented track record of reviving blighted areas and restoring hope.
With a little help from its friends tonight. Steve Shaw in the newsroom. Steve, thanks.
Our kids are doing better.
When we say the word Quindaro, what comes to mind?
The street in Kansas City, Kansas has a reputation known throughout the metro. It's been said that if you're looking for trouble, you stay off Quindaro.
In tonight's Focus 4 report, Nancy Lewis does not take that advice. As a matter of fact, she spent a few days on the street and found a big surprise. Something's up on Quindaro, and it's something that could change the street's reputation for good.
Quindaro Boulevard. Anyone who watches the news knows what goes on here. Gunplay leads to bloodshed. Bloodshed leads to heartbreak. Heartbreak leads to hopelessness. Quindaro, the boulevard of broken dreams. But right in the thick of it, something is happening. Something that's making people stop, look, and listen.
Real hard. There was a lot of killing, drugs, different things that's just not doing anything for anybody except getting them killed and put in jail where they don't do anything but sit down.
Justice and equality is the best message to me.
What makes me different is that I'm doing something that's right.
The United Nation of Islam is trying to bring hope back by doing right on Quindaro. Not to be confused with Farrakhan's group, the United Nation is about making a positive change, regardless of religion or race.
You never seen such peace and order on Quindaro. All the drug dealers that was here, the crime that was taking place, quite a few deaths on Quindaro. It hasn't been happening since we've been here.
Ready? Move!
Drill team performances are just one way the group is making its presence known. The United Nations chose this intersection, 18th and Quindaro, the worst of the worst, claiming it as its own. This is your diner. That's right, a new business in an area where things like diners and dime stores disappeared long ago.
The people here were left and forgotten.
This is more than a diner. This is an example of the United Nations way of life.
We pay attention to the small things or the details to make sure that everything that we do promotes life.
For example, these aren't hamburgers, they're salmon burgers. Instead of potato chips, the restaurant serves plantain chips. No sugar here, only sucrose. The United Nations feels those lead to a healthier lifestyle. Here at your bakery just down the street, the pastry chefs are using carob instead of chocolate. By the way, all chefs here work for free.
What I get out of it is freedom to express myself.
Alea spends most of her free time here coming up with recipes for new kinds of cakes and pies. She says she gets to better herself while bettering the community.
I feel great because you actually, when you see something that that you have participated in and bringing it about, gives you a good feeling.
She says she feels it really is her bakery, along with the rest of the communities, and something she could be proud of.
That makes sense. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
It's no wonder every one of the new businesses on Quindaro is based on United Nations principles of right and wrong. A trip through your grocery store shows what that means. Clean, right. Fresh, right. Orderly, right. Just ask 8-year-old Brian.
Instead of just sitting there letting the service station go back to zero, nothing's happening there. You go over there, paint it, make it look right, and then do right in it. That's why on the pump, it has the red background and it says, we do it right. Because that's exactly what we're doing it right.
What they've learned shows up in the service, too.
The knowledge of how to be civilized, the knowledge of how to be productive.
And people in the community notice.
Not too long ago, this gas station was in pretty sad shape. Most of the people wanting to do business in this area were looking for drugs. But now, business is booming, and it's had an effect on the entire community.
Sewing Real Estate has been on this corner since the 60s. Not too long ago, owner Donald Sewing was considering finally leaving the spot after 40 years. But now, all that's changed.
The people that used to hang out and cause all the problems just don't show up anymore. And I feel just as comfortable here now as I would in the Country Club Plaza somewhere.
The United Nations says that on this and other sites, they've had no problems with drugs or crime.
Even though the fellow may be a hoodlum out here that wants to cause some problems, he still respects the idea of a people that are trying to do it right.
It has changed tremendously.
And that has brought other people into the neighborhood, people like Versi Golf.
It used to be such a violent street. And in the olden days, they used to call it Bomb Pop City. And there were lots of bombs and lots of men on the streets.
Versi and other seniors are rediscovering Quindaro. Alone, they're finding new hope, new life.
Regardless of your race, your religion, or whatever, you know, just helping each other. Thank you very much. You just gotta come and check it out. Don't talk about it. Check it out and see what it's like.
Versi and others say what's happening here is creating a certain vibe in the neighborhood. Residents and business owners are seeing what's possible and realizing it's something they can do themselves. They're realizing that Quindaro can change, from the boulevard of broken dreams to the road of realization. For Focus 4, I'm Nancy Lewis.
The United Nations plans to expand their efforts in Kansas City, Kansas to Kansas City, Missouri soon. Again, they'll choose the highest crime area to make their mark.
If you'd like more information about the United Nations and how it works, you can call the number on your screen. That's 342-0758.
Tiny Diner on Quindaro Boulevard, a staff of volunteers is doing more than serving good meals. They're trying to rebuild their community.
Helping to pave the way is 84-year-old chef Charles Claiborne. As KMBC 9's David Bowden shows us, Claiborne believes he has the ingredients to make a difference.
The folks at Your Diner on Quindaro Boulevard say a balanced breakfast begins with balance in your life. Here, they only use natural ingredients in their recipes. It's the way these young people, who are both students and employees, are taught to cook. Their teacher, 84-year-old chef Charles Claiborne, says natural is the only way. He started cooking in the 1940s.
I had a choice between waiting table and cooking, and listening to people, older people that they encouraged me to choose cooking, and anywhere in the world I go, I can get a job.
Claiborne now gives that advice to young people who want a better way of life, using the nonprofit restaurant run by the United Nations of Islam as a classroom, helping teens get off the streets and into a lifelong trade.
That's wonderful. If I run into any type of dilemmas or any choices where I need some assistance in, I go ahead and ask him. I know he's like an open encyclopedia.
Yeah, you want me to do it?
No, I want to try it.
Most of them didn't know anything when they came here, and they're doing a tremendous job to be as young as they are.
Claiborne, who gave up ownership of 2 restaurants to teach, says it's the best move he ever made.
I like this program better than I do any program that I ever, or any job I ever had.
The low prices may be one of the first things that surprise you if you visit Your Diner, but Chef Claiborne says they're trying to do much more than build an economic empire. They're trying to build a community. David Bowden, KMBC 9 News.
The United
KCK are working to turn the area's violent past into a productive future.
Several months ago, we showed you their first efforts, like a diner and a service station.
Tonight, a progress report on a program helping the Quindaro area and a group of kids. Very few kids would enjoy going to school during their summer vacation, but this isn't your typical classroom. Here, the curriculum includes hammers and saws and some hard work rebuilding a house.
We've been working on painting, like stripping things, different things to make this house successful. So our black brothers and sisters can live here.
The project is run by the United Nation of Islam. The group runs several businesses in the Quindaro area, giving kids a chance to learn on the job and the troubled area a chance to recover. For example, the house these kids are working on was on the demolition list. It didn't have heating, cooling, even plumbing. After working 7 days a week for about a month, they're about a month away from having it finished. Along the way, they're learning technical and trade skills and improving their self-esteem.
Well, it makes me feel good because I know I'm a part of this house, and I dedicated my time to it.
So I can start something in the community instead of just leaving it blank, you know.
Rebuilding a house in hopes of rebuilding a community.
When we turn it back over to the owner, it will be something much greater. It will have something that the owner himself could not have put in this building, which is the love and the determination of the children to be able to make a change, to be able to do something productive in their community.
Wonderful. The program is run by the United Nation of Islam. It's a separate group than the Nation of Islam, led by Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Their next project is a clothing thrift store. Sounds like a good idea.
Good
It's a beautiful
for them.
house, too.
Oh, wasn't that gorgeous?
Thanks for joining us for 41 News at 6:30.
Before we got here, we had quite a bit of killing, drug dealing.
KMBC TV is proud to bring you this community profile.
Quindaro was always spoke about as being a very dangerous place and not too traveled by respectable people. So once we got here, we just start setting up things or different entities and ideas in the form of businesses so that people can actually come and participate in something that is right. It's extremely easy for especially the children to get involved with quite a few things that's wrong. So we came into an area where wrong is and actually made it where that's actually what we're doing now, making it right, so that it will provide an option for our children, for anyone that would like to do something right. They have a place to come to. Do not just pass us by because you see the star and crescent, on the building and you think that's just for Muslims. Actually stop and take a look. And once you stop and take a look, you'll see that it's beneficial, for you and others.
This has been a Channel 9 Community Profile.